Hello guys, it's Aiden, just here for a little quick discussion. Now that I've finally beaten Higurashi Miotsukushi, it's been a it's a long ass journey, and I just want to yap about it for a little bit because hold on, the music's going hard, but it's a little too loud. Um, because it's been so long, gotta yap about it a bit. So just some freestyle discussion on the arc. Um, Might as well just get the bad out of the way. I think the worst part of this arc was the length, mainly because it's two arcs combined into one. So if you haven't watched my read through on YouTube and you're just here for the review, um, basically I read how it was like meant to be read, aka reading Miotsukushi up to the halfway point, then switching to Miotsukushi Ura, reading that whole arc and then returning. It was suggested to me by the viewers because that's how it actually played on the consoles, the Switch or whatever it was released on. No, I thought it was. I think that I don't really understand why. I feel like if you just read, if the order was just Ura into the main Miotsukushi, it would be fine. Obviously, you can't do it the other way around because it would spoil Ura. Miotsukushi would, kind of, but I'm pretty sure Ura doesn't spoil anything in Miotsukushi, so I don't understand why they did that. They just made it into a giant giga arc. Like, combining both of them probably makes it the longest Higurashi arc I have to imagine, right? It's just massive. And it does mess up the pacing. And don't get me wrong, I like Ura. Ura's a good arc, but it's just like you get halfway to an arc, then you start Ura, and then once you get back to Miotsukushi, you're like, oh, at least for me, I was like, I had to like slowly remember what the heck happened in this arc. So, um, that's my main gripe with it. The only other like minor thing is I got a little bored, um, in this arc. Surprisingly, during the final battles. There's one scene where I'm pretty sure they literally just took it from Matsubayashi and just pasted it in during like the trap war shenanigans. Like there's a little couple snoozer moments, but I think in general this art's like crazy good. Um, like first of all, I think that one of the main things about the concerts that I like, or like some of the things I like, are how they take like ideas. Like when I'm playing, like I literally thought of this idea. I'm like, man, wouldn't it be cool if there was an arc where Rika had to like deal with literally every single bad thing that happens? And this arc is basically it. It's a little less brutal than I imagined because everyone still has like the friendship buff, or not the friendship buff. Well, kind of, but like the flashback buff. But obviously it's yeah, I guess it would just be impossible if they didn't have it. So I thought the like concept of this arc was cool. Also this, I know Ryukishi doesn't write the console arts, I think. Like he probably helps, but he doesn't actually write them, right? Whoever wrote this is extremely based because there is so much Mion x Keiichi moments. And you know, I get it. Like obviously Ryukishi doesn't want to put an official couple together. That's why, you know, Renet's Keiichi, Mionet's Keiichi, even Ritet's Keiichi gets pitched out there because it's just good for business, right? Since it's like a mini parody harem thing going on. You never really want to like give a solid relationship just so people, you know, can fantasize. But this author was like, fuck it, dude. Mionet's Keiichi, that's the relationship. Rena even's fine with it. Everyone's fine with it. And it's great. As a Mionet's Keiichi enjoyer, love to see it. There's like 5 scenes of it, man. There's a lot. It was awesome. And I think just the energy and tension in this arc was, you know, despite the flow problems, was really good. Like this art is honestly like main level art. Just like if without displacing her, I feel like it's main level arts. Now, is it better than Matsubayashi? I think the answer is no, but just because Matsubayashi came first, so like a lot of the, even though this is different, a lot of the notes, the story points and story notes, you kind of knew what was gonna happen in a way. If I read this before Matsubayashi, I can definitely see this just being better, which is funny. But yeah, that's the advantage of being the original, right? Um, things I think it did better. I mean, I really loved like the final fight with Tatano. Um, I think if you're saying like the whole final fight versus the Mountain Gods, I actually think Matsubashi did it a little better. I think there was some cooler moments there, but the actual fight, Rika versus Tatano, was so fucking epic. It was so anime, but I loved it, dude. Like, I was just imagining it like in anime form in my head, reading it the whole time. Just Tatano just shooting her gun and Rika just fucking time stopping and moving out of the way. And it just looks like she's teleporting to Tatano and she's like, what the fuck is happening, dude? It was great. It was great. And they did a great, the Hanyu thing was great too. It was honestly a twist I didn't see coming. And it makes a lot of sense, like why it happened and some nice, because I think I'm not the only one, but when I read Minaguroshi, which is by the way my favorite Higurashi arc, coming out of it I was like, yo, I kind of don't like this Hanyu character. She's just kind of like annoying and she's too negative, man. And after Matsubashi, I was like, okay, Hanyu redeemed herself. I think this one also works as a redemption arc, though maybe since you get a lot less Hanyu, quote unquote. I mean, technically you don't, but you know, as the reader, until you realize it, you get a lot less Hanyu. Then maybe it's not as strong, but I think like the way it ends, I feel like that was like a super Hanyu redemption moment. It's kind of hard to like explain it though, because I'm talking like reading this arc right after Minaguroshi. Because obviously at this point you know all about Hanyu, right? But I feel like this was like a better way to end her arc. And it's kind of like the same thing, because Hanyu also in the canon timeline's just chilling and watching everyone, right? But yeah, that was great. That was great. I mean the full final part was just great. Like it was definitely goated. And again, it's kind of blurry since it's been like so long since I read like the first half because of the splicing thing. But like there's a lot of great club member moments. I think Keiichi becoming club president is one of those scenarios that you really wanted to see. Well, I guess you do see it in Go Sotsu, but I'm not really counting that. Rina and Teppei dying, you know, controversial. Should they die in the good ending? I mean, I'm fine with it, honestly. You know, obviously Sotsuverse, I kind of changed my mind, but like, who really cares? Satoshi actually waking up, that's huge. I can't believe they didn't do that in Matsubashi, but they actually woke up Satoshi at the end. Like, he doesn't do anything, like the useless bum he is, but actually having him at the end with like I not ironically think this ending was a little better than Matsubashi. Like I really like that CG, you know, they're all at the river floating their cotton, but I do think this ending's better. But then it's kind of like, it's hard to judge though, right? Because I'm reading this after consuming so much Higurashi content where there's like such a solid base. So like really putting it like in the shoes of someone just finishing like the main story of Higurashi and reading this, it's always hard to compare. But I do love the ending, and I do think this is like a really strong art. Is it the best concert? I mean, I still have the epilogue thing to do. I'm assuming that's not gonna be better. I think it's hard to say. There's been a lot of good concerts. This is like on the top. I think it's better than Ura. The Ura was fun. I don't even think Ura was my favorite like Tomoe Natsumi arc though, to be honest. But Ura was a good conclusion to that whole shebang too, right? It only like, I'm trying to think of the good ones. I do think the Hanyu arc was fun, like really fun. Like that, I think the Hanyu arc ending also had like a really Kino ending. It's like one of the best endings in the concert arcs. I think that's the only competition. The earlier console arcs, like it's been like almost a year since I read them, but I don't think they really compare to like the whole Natsumi Tomoe arcs, and this is like a return. Again, this arc feels like a main arc. It's like a very big return to form, which makes it really refreshing. But yeah, it's funny. It's has some epic moments. I almost cried, dude. I almost cried when during the, the scene at the end when they start hitting you with the place of period instrumental. My favorite Higurashi opening from the visual novels, at least. They're hitting me with the sad instrumental version. I didn't cry though, It the streak hasn't been broken, Haven't cried since Minagoroshi, and surely that was their last chance. I can't imagine it happening again in Higurashi, at least. But that's it. I mean, I didn't like. There's not really much to say. It's amazing. I think for anyone who wants to read the concert arts, don't do the original method of reading half and then going into Ura. I think it's not good and kind of pointless and just ruins the flow a bit. Yeah, I give this a high double thumbs up out of 2 hands rating. I don't know. It's good, and I'm excited. Leaving the concerts with a bang. I still got the epilogue, but I don't know what that's about. The thumbnail for it, like in the menu screen, is Rena in a bikini, so probably something good. But yeah, just wanted to share, just to say how good this art is.